Last year I had come up with an idea of wanting to take the atmosphere of a traditional classroom and revamp it in some way. I was able to develop an idea that involved an environment that was more of a community as opposed to a classroom. So after some discussions and brainstorming, the idea of Real World Wabash came about.
Welcome to our community of Real World Wabash. Here we are in Apache Bistro, which this station we are a reporter. So we try to read articles or books, and we try to dig deep into them to find out what it's about, why the author wrote it, and whether they're trying to persuade us, they're trying to convince us of something, or they're trying to state something and just throw it out there. So here, this time, we are reading a literature book. In this literature book, we picked 5 stories, and we were to write 2 questions about each story. We would have a partner answer the 2 questions. We also learn about the 5 parts of the plot, which are the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution.
In this rotation, we actually have to write a story about being in college, so we learn more language skills and how to make a plot line and how to do dialogue and transition words and all these different important language skills that you need to write a story. And then you end up writing one that gets graded by a real college student, because we send them off to college students and they send us feedback on how we can make it better. And then the next time when we're in this rotation, we try to use that feedback and make it better. It has to describe college days. The driving question is, how can we accurately narrate a day in the life of a college student? You have to go to all 3 different stations. So when you come back around the next 9 weeks, you usually use their feedback to change the next story that you make, so that you have a better story. If I were to look back on the first story that I made in this rotation, I'd probably think that's really lame, because it wasn't that real based on the college feedback that I've heard from the college students.
This is Cooper Corner, and it is based off a man named Gene Cooper. And there's a picture of him over there. And he did a lot of random acts of kindness, so that's why he was nominated for this week Cooper Corner. So it's basically where we do a random act of kindness, and then we log it in an 11 or shorter or longer day journey. So what I'm doing right now with Lindsay Mattern, which she's over there, and we're working on something to reward the good students of Wabash Middle School.
I am right now working on my random act of kindness is to make dinner for my family instead of having my mom having to do it, and then clearing the table so that it's less work for her and she is less stressed during the day.
I made this in the first 9 weeks of Cooper Corner, and I based it on what I did, and I called it the helping hands, because when you're helping, you're using your hands to help other people.
Gallery walk is when we invite community members in to see what we are doing in Real World Wabash.
At the end of each 9 weeks, we have what's called a gallery walk, and I have approximately 20 community members from outside of the school who come in and they listen to the students present their favorite community component. So the students every 9 weeks have the opportunity to choose the one job or career that they had they were most proud of. So the students can either choose to share with the community member how they were an FBI agent and they created this random act of kindness. They can also, or they could share that they were a reporter for Apache Bistro, or even a college student at College Bound. So at the end of the 9 weeks, the community members come into our community, and the students are all standing around the room, and the college or the community member will come up to each student, and that'll give the chance for the student to respond to any questions or share the things that they are most proud of for their creation or their written response. And every 9 weeks we've had at least 2 or 3 students in every rotation. So there's never been a rotation that no one in the community or the classroom has tried to avoid presenting. Everyone has always been represented in each class period and at each gallery walk.